Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time. This is Hidden Shrine, and today we're going to look at the incredible, beautiful, and wonderful Woodland Wardens. This is a 52 card Oracle deck, and it's got a little guidebook. It's by Jessica Rue. And the front cover is really cute. It's kind of a, I think it's two or three of the cards kind of put together. But anyway, so I believe this just came out very recently. I just got this for my birthday a week or two ago. I forget when that even was anymore, 2 weeks ago. And it comes with this really cute little book. Not too big, not too small. You know, sometimes the little white book is a little too little. Not that this is a tarot deck, but you know what I mean. But then sometimes, you know, the bigger books are kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to read all that. You know, unless I'm like obsessed or something. Which I borderline am obsessed with this deck. So I don't have that many Oracle decks. I mostly do Tarot, as you know, but this is one that when I saw it, I was just like, oh my word, I gotta have this. And my partner, she got it for me for my birthday, so I was incredibly happy about that. And she's really into nature and animals, and I'm really into nature and animals, so it's kind of the perfect thing to get from her. And the first day we opened it, I did a reading for each of us, and it was like really, it was beautiful. It was awesome. Yeah, let me go over some of the more boring stuff like cardstock. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not super thin, but it's not super thick either. So how can I compare this? Let's see. So it's not as thin as Llewellyn cardstock, and I would say it's about at the US Games thickness. It's got this nice sort of matte finish, which I love. The backs are very simple, but very cute, and they are reversible, if that's something you're interested in. And the colors are just, they're so nice. Like, just, I don't know, I feel like these are really, really quality, which is nice. Okay, so, I don't know who the publisher is. Let's see. Andrews McMeel Publishing. And as you can see here, it's $20, $26.99 in Canada. So very affordable, and I think well worth the price. It's just so awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick flip through. I think, so my suggestion is that if you're interested in buying this, kind of look away every now and then, because I never like looking at a whole flip through personally, just because I want a little bit of a surprise. I want it to be something to be there for me when I get it, but whatever. So let's look at it real quick. Okay. So first we have the mouse and the buttercup, and it starts with a 0. So this is a little bit of a nod to the tarot, I guess, and this is kind of fool-esque here. But each card is an animal paired with some sort of plant or medicinal herb or flower or something usually. And they're paired so well. All the ones that I've read in the little book. So the little book doesn't have a ton, but let's give you an example of what it would say for that. meaning innocence. So yeah, it's kind of related to the Fool again. Oh, okay. Like the Fool in the tarot deck, the Mouse and Buttercup is numbered 0. Both cards mark the start of a journey, and both remind us that we have much to learn. Mice are grounded and innocent, yet anyone who has dealt with a mouse in their house knows they are determined and highly adaptable. The mouse is paired with a humble buttercup, a symbol of childhood innocence. Have you ever held a buttercup under your chin? According to Centuries Old Children game, if the reflection of the flower glows yellow on your skin, it reveals that you like butter. Okay, that's pretty funny. Upright, you may be embarking on a journey or starting down a new path. Remember that innocence and a lack of understanding are not negative qualities. Instead, they remind us of our capacity for growth, adaptability, and learning. And the reverse is you may be unprepared for what you undertake. Consider how you might adapt and learn to better lay the groundwork for future endeavors. And then 2 little questions you can ask yourself. What do I hope to learn on this new path? What potential dangers should I look out for? I just want to kind of give you an idea of how the book sounds. I love the way it's written. I think the messages are super, well, like once you get to know the cards, obviously there's a lot of intuition that you can go with, but it definitely explains why she chose to pair this and that, etc. And the pairings really, all the ones I've read so far, make a lot of sense and are just really great. All right, and then we got a cat and lavender, and it's got a little keyword, independence. I'm going to go through these a little more quickly. A spider in the passion flower. Isn't that beautiful? Like, look at that deep blue. And I just love the, whoops, I'm not turning these around, apparently. I love so whereas, I've said this before, but whereas the Oak, Ash, and Thorn Tarot, which I love, which I think will pair very well with this, whereas that is more like children's storybook, this is, some of it's like children's storybook-ish, like look how cute this is, but it reminds me more of like old nature illustrations, like the old zoology books or Audubon books, stuff like that, which, it has that soft, I guess that's because it's probably watercolor, I'm guessing. Anyway, I love it. It's just so beautiful, so calming, so soothing, and I don't know, just transports you in a way that's very good. All right, the Hare and the Oak, new opportunities. And then we got the Bear and the Cedar, leadership. Look at that, the Sheep and the Blackberry. That's so cute. The Frog and the Lotus. The Chipmunk and the Laurel. He's so cute. The Elk and the Ash. Strength. The Weasel and the Pine. Introspection. And she's got all kinds of animals. It's not just your classics. A lot of classics, but some like the duck. That's so cool. And look how beautiful. A lot of people don't even really appreciate just how beautiful ducks are, but they're pretty colorful. I mean, look at this. The duck and the chrysanthemum. Beautiful. The Goat and the Willow. The Lizard and the Pitcher Plant. I love this one. This is one of the ones I drew the first time I was reading with this, and this is such a fantastic card, but I'm not going to spoil it. So if you get this deck, which you totally should, not that I'm affiliated or anything, I just think this is for me just like pretty much the perfect deck of its kind. The moth and the eucalyptus. The vulture and asphodel. The deer and oat. Healing. The deer's so cute. He looks like he just woke up, or he's like trying to fall asleep and you're bothering him or something. The crow and the dogwood. And the animals all have like such personality in these drawings or paintings, or whatever they are. But like not in a cartoonish way, just like she really captures the personalities of some of these animals. The salamander and the black pepper. That one's really cool. Inspiration. That one has to do with fire and all that sort of stuff. And if you read the book, she weaves in some folklore, some folk beliefs, just really cool stuff. Some of which I'm familiar with and some which I'm not, like that buttercup one we just read. That's pretty funny. The boar and pumpkin. And she even has pumpkins. That's cool. So not only are the animals varied and not all the common ones, but she even includes the pumpkin. That is so cool. And I love pumpkins. I grew some pumpkins before we moved from our lost house, and I grew a big pumpkin, and it was my baby for a while. And then we ate it. It was delicious. Okay, the bat and the hellebore. I love bats. I just love animals in general. If you haven't been able to tell, the caiman and the poppy dreams, and that one's so cool because obviously the poppy has to do with sleep, and the caiman has long been related to dreams and sleep because it goes in like a trance state basically while it's hunting, I think. The skunk and magnolia. I love skunks too. They're so cute. The owl and the hop. It's beautiful. I love this one. This blue is so insanely pretty especially up against these lighter colors. The hound and the pear, loyalty. The martin and the foxglove, mischief. Ooh, mischief. Foxglove is some intense stuff. The wolf and the rosehip. Look how awesome that is. Guardianship. The bee and the pomegranate. That's very interesting. That's really cool. It's in M.M. Mylene's Tabula Mundi. She has the bee symbolism with the pomegranate on a couple of the cards, but specifically the High Priestess. So I'm curious to read this and see what they have to say and if it's similar to what I've seen in the Tabula Mundi's book. Okay, the fox and ivy. That one's so cute. All right, this is awesome. I have kind of a special love for opossums. I think they're super cute and misunderstood, and also they eat deer ticks. So like we should just have mass breeding of opossums, in my opinion. Some people think they're ugly. I think they're freaking adorable. I was very sad when I learned how short their lifespan is. Like on average, it's like 2 or 3 years. And even in captivity, it's not that much longer. I'm not sure why, but that's very sad. Not as sad as when I found out that octopi have like, what, a year? It's like a year lifespan? That doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, animals just shouldn't die. That's my opinion. Okay, the squirrel and the chestnut. Although I'm supposed would be like swimming in animals, but that's cool. The beaver and the birch. Oh my god. I love beavers. When I was a kid, I was obsessed with this animal. I did this like 2 or 3 book reports on like random beaver books that I had. I wonder if I still have there was one of them that I was really into, but I don't know if I still have that. Turtle and the coriander. Another favorite animal of mine, which I mentioned before, the badger and the ginkgo. Healing wounds. That is such a cute badger. And look how beautiful those ginkgos are. Like, obviously the animals are taking the spotlight here. Well, I don't know if I should even say the spotlight, but that's, since they're like mammalian generally, or animal, you kind of associate more with those. But look how beautiful the plants and herbs and stuff are. I know Jessica Rue has a book of like drawings and paintings of plants and herbs, which I really want to get, but so that's probably one of her loves. And dang, she is so good at illustrating, well, pretty much everything. And look at this, the snake and the fern. This is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. Not even exaggerating. Starting over. So this is kind of like, you could say that's kind of like the death card in a way. Well, sort of. You could read it that way if you wanted, I guess. The ladybug and sweet pea. So cute. The finch and the peach. Coyote and datura. Deceit. Now, when I lived in New Mexico, we had a lot of datura growing around, and they are beautiful, but I'm terrified of datura for a lot of reasons. I watched some first off, I read a bunch about it a couple of years back, and I was reading all these stories of people who, intentionally took datura, but there's also cases of kids and animals just eating it because it grows everywhere, and it is very dangerous. So if you ever see this flower, don't eat it. Okay, don't do it. We had one in our backyard, though, in the garden in the back. My partner insisted that we keep it and let it grow. And one morning, we kept waiting for it to open, and I went out at 5 in the morning because it was just gonna open in the full moon, and I have the picture somewhere. It's like you can barely see because it's dark, but it was so beautiful. So I kind of have a weird relationship with that. I'm terrified of it, but it's beautiful. Kind of like what's that one mushroom I used to always see, the Amanita something or other, the destroying angel. Beautiful mushroom, but also will destroy you. So a lot of respect, I guess that's the best way to put it, for some of those plants and fungi. Okay, porcupine and anemone boundaries. Look how cute this is, the otter and the cattail, and his tail looks kind of like the cattail. In fact, when I was at an aquarium not too long ago, they had some otters, and they're so freaking happy swimming around, and I thought they looked a lot like my cats, in a way. Oh, and here we have the bobcat and the blackthorn, the snail and the huckleberry, the eel and the iris. That one's really cool. The trout and the lily of the valley. The hawk and the thistle. The antelope and wheat nourishment. The butterfly and the snowdrop. And they even have a rooster. I love chickens. I think chickens are super cute. The rooster and the sunflower communication. That's pretty cool. The dragonfly and the pansy. And look how beautiful these colors are. Like, her sense of color is unbelievable. Out of this world, to be honest. I mean, very much in this world because it reminds me of nature. But you know what I mean. The horse and bluebell. Modest fortitude. So pretty. The ram and the dahlia, determination. And finally, the quail and gooseberry, anticipation. So cool. And we also saw quail when I lived in New Mexico. That was cool. It's I guess it's pretty nice. This deck is really cool for me because it has a lot of animals that you see sort of in the East, you know, East USA, I should say, and a lot of European animals, but also some of the more Midwestern, Western, and Southwest. So a bunch of these animals I saw in New Mexico, and a bunch of them, you know, I saw when I lived on the East Coast, and I live on the East Coast again now. But yeah, so it's, I don't know, I've just really connected with this deck a lot. And, you know, even if I don't feel like, you know, necessarily sitting down seriously, just looking through them is just so beautiful. I could frame literally any of these and I would be happy. And I kind of wish I just could frame all of them. Look how cute that hair is. Okay. Yeah, so this is, I don't even know if this is a review, whatever this is. Walkthrough, sure. But yeah, if you're into animals or nature decks that are a little more on the, I guess, less on the sort of cartoony side, more on just like, you know, kind of what it feels like to look through a nature book or watch a documentary or something, but a little more magical, I would recommend this deck. I would recommend this deck even if you don't like anything, because then at least you'll learn to love something. Because I just think this is, I cannot praise this deck enough. I just love it so much. And I thank Jessica Rue, wherever she is, for creating such a beautiful thing. Yeah, guys, so I hope you enjoyed looking at that and hearing me ramble. Yeah, if you're new here, please check out some of my other videos. I'm going to be making a bunch this weekend, post over the week. If you like this, hit like, subscribe, let me know down there if you have this deck. If you don't have this deck, why don't you have this deck? What do you think of this deck? And yeah, I'm gonna make a video on I'm gonna do my weekly sort of deck rotation tomorrow, and then I'm also gonna be filming a Terra Volatile video and one or two others. So keep an eye out, and thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye.